Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. In his monthly radio broadcast, Prime Minister Narendra Modi reiterates that the perpetrators and conspirators of the Pahalgam terror attack will face the harshest response. The National Investigation Agency takes over Pahalgam terror attack probe. All existing valid visas issued by India to Pakistani nationals stand revoked from today. And multiple deaths reported after a vehicle rams into a crowd in Canada's Vancouver City. Driver taken into custody. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in the 121st episode of Mann Ki Baat that was aired today, delivered a powerful address touching upon national security, scientific progress, humanitarian missions and environmental initiatives. DD India's Antara Sinha has more.
Opening with a strong condemnation for the recent terror attack in Pahalgam, Jammu and Kashmir, the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi called it a cowardly act by those disturbed by peace returning to the valley. Addressing the April edition of his Mann Ki Baat program, PM Modi assured citizens that justice would be served, stating that the enemies of peace would face the harshest response.
आतंकी और आतंक के आका चाहते हैं कश्मीर फिर से तबाह हो जाए और इसलिए इतनी बड़ी साजिश को अंजाम दिया। आतंकवाद के खिलाफ इस युद्ध में देश की एकता, 140 करोड़ भारतीयों की एकजुटता हमारी सबसे बड़ी ताकत है। यही एकता आतंकवाद के खिलाफ हमारी निर्णायक लड़ाई का आधार है। हमें देश के सामने आई इस चुनौती का सामना करने के लिए अपने संकल्पों को मजबूत करना है। हमें एक राष्ट्र के रूप में दृढ़ इच्छा शक्ति का प्रदर्शन करना है।
The Prime Minister also paid tribute to veteran scientist Dr. K. Kasturirangan, recalling his monumental contributions to India's space achievements and educational reforms. PM Modi hailed the country's meteoric rise in the global space race, highlighting ISRO's record-breaking missions and the explosive growth of India's private space startups. In a significant public advisory, PM Modi launched the Sachet app, a disaster management tool that delivers real-time alerts on floods, cyclones and earthquakes in multiple languages.
सचेत ऐप भारत की नेशनल डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट अथॉरिटी ने तैयार किया है। बाढ़, साइक्लोन, लैंडस्लाइड, सुनामी, जंगलों की आग, हिमस्खलन, आंधी, तूफान या फिर बिजली गिरने जैसी आपदाएं हो, सचेत ऐप आपको हर प्रकार से इन्फॉर्म और प्रोटेक्टेड रखने का प्रयास करता है। इस ऐप के माध्यम से आप मौसम विभाग से जुड़े अपडेट्स प्राप्त कर सकते हैं।
Reflecting on India's rich history, he recalled milestones like the Champaran Satyagrah and the Dandi March, urging citizens to take inspiration from freedom fighters and build a stronger nation in the spirit of Amrit Kal. The next edition of the Mann Ki Baat program will air in May. Antara Sinha for DD India.
The National Investigation Agency has taken over the investigation into the Pahalgam terror attack following orders from the Ministry of Home Affairs. NIA teams, which have been camping at the terror attack site since Wednesday, have intensified the search for evidence. The teams, overseen by an IG, a DIG and an SP from the Anti-Terror Agency, are examining the eyewitnesses who had seen the horrifying attack unfold before their eyes at the peaceful Baisaran Valley. The eyewitnesses are being questioned in minute detail to piece together the sequence of events that led to one of the worst terror attacks in Jammu and Kashmir. The entry and exit points are being closely scrutinized by the investigating teams for clues for the modus operandi of the terrorists. The teams, aided by forensic and other experts, are checking the entire area thoroughly for evidence to expose the terror conspiracy that led to the horrendous attack that has shocked the nation. The attack took place on the 22nd of this month in the Baisaran area of Pahalgam in Jammu and Kashmir, in which 26 people were killed and several others injured. Meanwhile, security forces have intensified their operations across Jammu and Kashmir. Police is working closely with the Army, the CRPF and other agencies, carrying out widespread search and cordon operations to dismantle terror networks. On Sunday, the house of Lashkar-e-Taiba terrorist Farooq Ahmad Tidwa was blasted in Kupwara district of northern Kashmir. Farooq is currently in Pakistan and involved in working with Pakistan Army to kill innocent civilians in Jammu and Kashmir. In Tral, security forces demolished the house of Amir Nazir Wani, an active JEM member. Amir, who had joined the terrorist ranks about a year ago, was identified as an active threat in the region. In Shopian, two-storied residential house of active terrorist Adnan Shafi Dar, affiliated with the TRF outfit, was also destroyed. In Pulwama, two house belonging to another active terrorist, Amir Nazir, was destroyed in Dharamdora. In another development, intelligence agencies have compiled a list of 14 local terrorists actively operating in the Union Territory. According to sources, these individuals aged between 20 to 40 years are actively aiding foreign terrorists from Pakistan by providing logistical and ground-level support. The identified operatives are reportedly affiliated with three major Pakistan-backed terror outfits: the Hizbul Mujahideen, the Lashkar-e-Taiba or LET, and the Jaish-e-Mohammed or JEM. Among them, 3 are associated with Hizbul Mujahideen, 8 with LET, and 3 with JEM. The agencies are engaged in finding links of these 14 terrorists with the 5 terrorists who attack tourists on the 22nd of this month. All existing valid visas issued by India to Pakistani nationals stand revoked from today. The move comes in the wake of the terror attack in Jammu and Kashmir's Pahalgam that claimed 26 lives and left several injured. In all, 294 Pakistani nationals and 727 Indian nationals have crossed the Atari-Wagah border till Saturday. India has revoked all existing visas issued to Pakistanis except long-term visas, diplomatic and official visas with effect from Sunday. All medical visas issued to Pakistani nationals will be valid only till the 29th of this month, and no new visas will be issued in the revoked categories. And joining me from the Atari border is my colleague Gurmeet Singh. Gurmeet, tell us more about the situation at Atari.
We are reporting from Atari-Wagah border, and first of all I would like to show you the visuals of the Pakistani nationals who are still coming to the integrated check post to get their immigration clear. And however, in the morning only, a lot of Pakistani nationals started coming here, and they started making queues and got their immigration check at the integrated check post. And the inputs that we are getting right now is that most of the Pakistani nationals who are trying to leave the country today. Most of them have got their immigration clear from the Indian side, now getting their immigration clear on the Pakistani side, and then they will enter the country, their homeland. At the same time, the Indian nationals who are on the Pakistani side, they are getting their immigration clear on the Pakistani side, and after that they will get their immigration done on the Indian side and will come out of this integrated check post in another half an hour. So right now, however, it was made clear to the Pakistani nationals whosoever want to leave country today, they should reach here in the morning time, because the immigration authorities works, the office hours are 10 to 4 p.m. So somebody who wants to leave the country, who wants to get the immigration clear, so for that process it takes at least 1 to 2 hours. So if 1 to 2 hours are required for that, so most of them were urged to come and reach here by 2 p.m. at the max. So right now also we are seeing that a lot of Pakistani nationals are reaching here. Before this there was a state of confusion among the people regarding SAARC visa and the ordinary visa, that they had to leave the country within 48 hours or the 1st of May. But later on, with the clarification of Ministry of External Affairs and later on the clarification of Ministry of Home Affairs, it was made clear that the SAARC visas are valid till by the 26th of the April, and the ordinary visas are they stand revoked today. That means 27th of April. However, today we have seen a lot of people who were on medical visa and their visa is valid till 29th of April, but they are leaving the country today only. They were saying that they do not want last moment hush up, and that's why they are leaving the country. Most of the people have come here to India to get themselves treated or some of their family member treated. So lot of the Pakistani nationals who have come on medical visa, they have also made an exit today. So on the other side, this all happened after Union Home Minister Amit Shah called up chief ministers of various states and directed them to ensure that no Pakistani national remains in their states. So after that, the state government issued directions to the state authorities, to the district authorities, police authorities, to keep a vigil on all the Pakistani nationals living in their respective areas. After that, the district authorities came in contact with the Pakistani nationals, and also the data has been shared by the state governments with the union government, so that all the Pakistani nationals who are living on the ordinary visa, they leave the country on time, and their all visas stand revoked on 27th of April.
Indeed, as Gurmeet is reporting from Atari, many Pakistani nationals are reaching the Atari checkpost to cross over into Wagah, Pakistan before the deadline expires, deadline set by the Indian government. Gurmeet, thank you. Gurmeet Singh reporting there from Atari. In other news, the director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Akash Patel, has expressed grief over Pahalgam terror attack and reiterated United States' full support to India. In a post on X, he said, and I quote, "The FBI sends our condolences to all the victims of the recent terrorist attack in Kashmir and will continue offering our full support to the Indian government. This is a reminder of the constant threats our world faces from the evils of terrorism. Pray for those affected. Thank you to the men and women of law enforcement who answer the call in moments like these." Still to come on DD India Live. The death toll in an explosion at Iran's largest port rises to 25. And Hamas signals its openness to a comprehensive agreement with Israel.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked. We just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries, and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
You're watching DD India Live. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran. Tragedy struck Vancouver in Canada on Saturday night local time when a car rammed into a street party, killing and injuring several people. The incident comes before Canada's national election scheduled for 28th of April. The crash occurred shortly after 8 p.m. local time when members of the Filipino community gathered to celebrate Lapu Lapu Day, honoring a 16th century anti-colonial hero. Authorities confirmed multiple deaths and injuries, with the suspect taken into custody at the scene. Prime Minister Mark Carney expressed devastation over the horrific events, offering condolences to the victims and their families. The tragedy unfolded as Canadians prepare to head to polls on Monday following a closely contested election dominated by debates on the economy and U.S. trade tensions. Death toll has risen to 25 in the massive explosion and fire at Iran's largest port, the Shahid Rajai, near the Strait of Hormuz. The fatal incident has also left 800 people injured. Rescue operations are underway as the fire is under control but not extinguished. Footage showed rescuers carrying injured individuals on stretchers and a firefighting plane dumping water to combat the blaze. The cause is unclear, but officials suspect a fire at a chemical storage depot may have triggered the blast. Iran's President Masoud Pezeshkian has ordered an investigation into the port explosion, expressing sympathy with the victims. The incident drew condolences from the United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia, which expressed solidarity with Iran. After an intensive third round of discussions in Muscat, the United States and Iran have reported progress in their nuclear talks, agreeing to meet again next week. However, differences remain as both sides pursue a deal aimed at easing long-standing tensions. It's an account of the latest developments.
The United States and Iran wrapped up a third round of nuclear talks in Oman on Saturday, with both sides calling the discussions serious and productive. They have agreed to reconvene next week as part of continued efforts to narrow gaps on a potential deal.
The atmosphere of the negotiations was generally very serious and businesslike. We stayed away from major discussions. This does not mean that all problems have been resolved. There are differences in both major and minor issues and in the details.
Talks were conducted indirectly through Omani mediators, with Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi and US Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff leading their respective delegations. A senior US official described the meeting as positive and productive, while Oman confirmed another high-level session is scheduled for May 3rd.
This time around, the negotiations were considerably more serious. Eventually, our discussions delved in more detailed and technical areas. The presence of experts was incredibly beneficial.
Expert-level talks in Muscat earlier laid the groundwork for a potential framework focusing exclusively on nuclear issues. Araghchi reiterated that discussions were strictly limited to Iran's nuclear program and sanctions relief.
Let me be clear. We are only discussing issues related to nuclear power. We will not negotiate on any other matters.
While both Washington and Tehran are committed to pursuing diplomacy, gaps remain wide. Iran has indicated willingness to accept curbs on its nuclear work in exchange for lifting sanctions, but refuses to surrender its enriched uranium stockpile, a red line in the talks. In Tehran, public sentiment remains cautiously hopeful, with many citizens eager for a breakthrough that could ease economic hardships.
Personally, I'm hopeful because the news so far that we have seen in the media was positive, and we would like there to be an agreement. But they are not explaining the details of this agreement. It seems like the media has not able to get the information, but yeah, anyway, people are hopeful and want it to happen.
Since 2019, Iran has accelerated uranium enrichment to 60% purity, moving closer to weapons grade levels, according to the UN nuclear watchdog. Amid these challenges, both sides now face a narrow window to bridge deep rooted mistrust and reach a lasting agreement. Bureau Report, DD India.
And now to updates on the Ukraine-Russia conflict. US President Donald Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky met privately at the Vatican during Pope Francis's funeral to discuss ways to revive stalled efforts to end the conflict. After departing from Rome, Trump published a social media post in which he took a tough tone on Russian President Vladimir Putin. Trump questioned Russian President Vladimir Putin's desire for peace and said Putin should not be bombing civilian areas in Ukraine. He said secondary sanctions on Russia could be necessary because of the ongoing strikes on civilians. Trump raised doubts about Putin's intention to end the conflict, proposing that stronger financial actions might be necessary because of the ongoing casualties. Meanwhile, Zelensky also held meetings with several global leaders in the Vatican, including European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen, French President Emmanuel Macron, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, and Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni. All the leaders emphasized the importance of protecting Ukrainians, calling for an immediate and unconditional ceasefire, and urged Moscow to commit to a peace process. Von der Leyen also said that a 17th EU sanctions package targeting key sectors of Russia's economy was discussed. Hamas has signaled its openness to a comprehensive agreement to end the ongoing Israel-Hamas conflict. A senior Hamas official revealed Saturday that the group is prepared to offer a prisoner exchange and accept a 5-year truce. The discussions were held with Egyptian mediators in Cairo, marking a potential breakthrough in the 18-month-long conflict. Despite continuing airstrikes, Hamas insists that any truce must guarantee a permanent cessation of hostilities. Meanwhile, the group rejected an earlier Israeli ceasefire offer, calling it insufficient. All right, now take a look at what else is making news around the world. The Vatican media has released footage of Pope Francis's final resting place a day after a solemn procession in Rome. His coffin was carried on an open-topped Pope-mobile as thousands of mourners lined the streets. Over 250,000 people attended the funeral at St. Peter's Square, including world leaders and cardinals. Torrential rains triggered flash floods across southwest Oklahoma on Saturday. In Norman, eyewitness videos show traffic cones floating as cars struggle through floodwaters. The National Weather Service warns of continued severe storms with a low tornado risk on Sunday. Thousands of monks and participants paraded with colorful lanterns through the streets of Seoul. The Lotus Lantern Festival was held ahead of Buddha's birthday with cheering crowds lining the streets. And in news from the world of cricket, in IPL, the day's opening match will feature Mumbai Indians taking on Lucknow Super Giants on Sunday in an important middle-of-the-table clash at Wankhede Stadium. Ahead of the match, Lucknow Super Giants hinted on social media that Mayank Yadav could make a comeback against Mumbai Indians on Sunday. MI started their campaign slowly, losing 4 out of their first 5 matches, but have since won 4 consecutive games. On the other hand, LSG has lost 2 of their last 3 games, although they managed to win 3 in a row after a rough beginning. Both teams are in the middle of the points table with 5 wins each from 9 games. In the second match, Delhi Capitals will take on Royal Challengers Bangalore as their home ground, the Arun Jaitley Stadium. To football now, Barcelona secured a thrilling 3-2 win against rivals Real Madrid to win Copa del Rey Clásico final on Sunday in Sevilla. Barcelona won the first major trophy of Hansi Flick's reign as coach and a record-extending 32nd Spanish Cup in a thrilling extra-time encounter. Pedri opened the scoring for Barcelona, but 2 Real Madrid goals from Kylian Mbappe and Aurelien Tchouameni pulled the European champions back. However, Ferran Torres struck in the 84th minute to take the game to extra time. Drama unfolded in the final moments of the game as Jules Koundé scored in the 116th minute, leading Barcelona to a record title win. And that's all for this edition of DD India Live. Let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and around the world on the DD India mobile app. It's available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran from all of us here in New Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.